And guys, welcome back. And you even got a welcome from Truffles as well, like perfectly timed. Guys, welcome back. Episode 70 and Friday afternoon. Happy Friday. If you are unfortunately stuck at home, we're live. And of course, if you aren't, I hope maybe you're watching your phone now at your favourite pub or favourite restaurant. Justin Hess, again. Guy. Bye. I think it's what I rather got too excited.
Guy.
The G is too close to the H on the QWERTY keyboard there. Christina Carey, thank you so much for chiming in. Guys, how's your Friday been? How's your Friday been, Law? Been good? Good. I mean, it's a hell of a week. How's your week been?
It's been cool.
It's been a pretty wild week.
It's Friday.
Yes, and Truffles.
It's not been a cool week.
Oh.
Yeah. So I can sit on my lap.
Guys, we have another amazing guest for you, and one that, to be honest, I'm particularly excited about because we've got a bit of a history with Henschke. If it wasn't for Henschke, we probably definitely wouldn't be here. And I would say that on both a macro and a micro level. Of course, Henschke, one of the stalwarts of the industry, to really build, the profile of Australian wine and introduce. I believe that it was the first 100% planted to Shiraz, like mono variety vineyard as well with Mount Edelstone. And of course, on the back of winning, one of the. I'm not sure if you win these things or you get these things, but 100 point wine, like that's next level. Of course, tonight we have Justine Henschke.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Here in the background.
Yeah, so gradually just getting redder and redder. Justine, thank you so much for joining us. Would you like a glass of wine?
Yes. I got you a glass of wine.
Well, let's have a glass
of wine.
Yeah, give us some wine. Let's do it.
Because it's Friday.
It's jumping straight in the comments. Jicky, happy Friday. My second favourite F word. I won't go. Yeah, I could say something. We're trying to keep it clean after last night's Twitch episode. So, happy Friday. Yuko Evening, Tyson, happy Friday as well. Guys, I want to know firstly, have you had a great Henschke experience, and when have you had it? Who were you drinking it with, and where were you? Of course, because Henschke's been around a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Our family came out from Kuchlau, Silesia, so was East Germany now, and now Poland, and that was in the 1840s, and so that was my great grandfather. So they were escaping religious persecution from the Prussian king.
Yep.
They were Lutheran, German Lutheran, and it was a 3-month voyage that they took. And so I guess, so you're talking about 100% planting to Shiraz. So that was actually planted by Ronald Angus, the grandson of George Fife Angus. Well, he was one of the founders of South Australia. So he had the South Australian Company. And so my grandfather Cyril was actually really fortunate to take on that vineyard and make his first single vineyard wine, Mount Edelstone, from that. And then eventually bought the vineyard and but it was my great-great-grandfather who came through George Fife Angus, having that opportunity to bring his family over. 3-month voyage, lost his wife and so horrible.
Well, like on the voyage?
Yeah.
As in they passed away, or literally, I mean, like they lost them. It's so many people packed on they couldn't find them.
No.
Legitimately lost them. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
And we actually found a diary entry that kind of talked about that voyage, and we put it in a book that we were celebrating 100 years of family winemaking, and put together a book of history. And to read this passage, I was just so many people died on this voyage, and they went through so much to try and find a new life at the bottom of the world, and started again and arrived in Port Adelaide 1841 and made their way up to Klemzig, because that was a German community. They won like Tidy Town awards.
All German towns win the Tidy Town award. That's so good.
There are newspaper clippings when they had the tidiest towns, and they were just really self-sufficient. They, making wine was just part of farming, and then moved up into Loberthal, or Lobertal.
Oh, really?
Pronunciation, just around the corner here.
Yeah,
and then to the Barossa Valley, to Krondorf, and then eventually Johann Christian, first generation, went up into the Eden Valley. knowing that it was sort of better suited to growing Shiraz and Riesling, and was building a winery and a homestead with his son, Paul Gotthard, and that's where the Henschke family winery began. So that was in 1860, and our first commercial vintage in 1868. So celebrated 150 years of family winemaking in 2018, which feels like yesterday.
Well, we started in the early years in 2012. Also in Lobethal, actually.
You're also in Lobethal.
Also in Lobethal.
And you're the first generation, and everyone will be writing history books about you one day.
But maybe not. I don't know. But I got to ask, like, what is it like being, I will call you a young person. We're all young people here. Youngish. I mean, what is it like being a young person at the helm of something like this? Because it is a family-run enterprise, family-owned enterprise. It is, and it is also obviously your brothers as well. You're one of 3 children. Yeah. Middle child syndrome. Oh no.
Not so syndrome. No, only girl.
So what is it like? I mean, how do you honour that long a period of history with everything that's going on in the world right now? Surely, and I think we all sort of know that even in my lifetime, the last 10 years, things have, ramped up in pace. I can't imagine how quickly things have ramped up since the 1860s. Yeah. Quite a fair bit. But how do you? A lot of changes. How do you do it? I mean, do you feel you have freedom to be tell me all the things. I'm just fascinated how you can,
I guess we grew up on the property, and I guess the German way of building back then was the winery was 10 meters from the house. Yeah, and that was really cool because growing up, the winery was a bit of a after school playground for us. And so we'd just, run over and help out in the bottling line and sit in cellar door, try and
Wait, so you literally grew up right next to work?
Yeah.
Because I've got to ask you, how did you get into wine? It's a bit of a null and void question, like really.
But I never thought that I would, I didn't really think that I would be in wine. When I was in school, I was very much into the arts and actually studied performing arts. Ooh. And then did a vintage to be able to go overseas for 10 months backpacking.
Was it with mum and dad?
God, no.
Was it?
Oh, do you know vintage?
No, it's not.
I thought you meant backpacking.
No.
Vintage, yes.
Vintage, yes. Okay.
Oh god, yes. Oh god, yes. I don't think.
I was so honest and so quick as well. There's so much truth behind that statement. Oh god, no.
I don't think anyone else would trust me without a forklift license.
So obviously live next door to work. Grew up there since baby.
Yeah.
What do you remember the first wine you ever tried?
God, I don't know. I think it probably was one of our actually would have been sitting on top of our open top fermenters, dipping my fingers in, grubby mitts into our ferments, and saying, Dad, like, this one's yummy. Like, one still had a lot of sugar in it.
The ones, absolutely.
This one's yuck. The one that was fully fermented. And then I guess we would always want to help out in cellar door, like, couldn't get rid of us. So it was a little bit of our Noble Rot Semillon, some lemonade. And then as we grew up,
that's a cocktail, by the way. Noble Rot Semillon and lemonade.
That's like a sneak something out of the parents' stash to go to a house party when you're 15 kind of drink, which I really enjoy.
It sounds like a gin fizz on drugs. But, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we did a bit of out of the cellar. And then...
Is that a thing, stealing out of the cellar? Like...
Well, we didn't know what it was back then. So who knows what we were drinking.
Because like if you were, go and stay at your mate's dad's place and dad's got this in the cellar and you go and steal it from the cellar, your cellar comparatively is like...
It wasn't like John O'Hersey's story. It wouldn't have been that good.
But you must have bottles. I mean, 150 years of history, you must have bottles that reach back.
Yeah, we did well, not that long, because my grandfather Cyril started a museum program of his wines putting a palette aside each year. So we had wines going back to 50 years of Grace tastings. We had 1958. We only had like one bottle of wines. There's also a collection of those wines at Hill of Grace restaurant at Adelaide Oval. But yeah,
like on display, so you can go and see them.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
But he drank a lot of, of course, because really,
I mean, I respect it.
And it was 100 years before we really had proper distribution. That sort of thing. Like Syrah was fourth
everything
generation.
was just sold out of farm gate kind of deal, and people would come in.
Yeah, Stone Brooks.
Well, in fact, someone actually chimed in just before saying that I tried to go to the cellar door once and it was closed. It was a Sunday.
Sorry, I can't twist Dad's arm on that one. So we've had an ongoing thing when we reopened our cellar door in our grain barn, which all this time we'd just been using as the garage cars.
I've seen photos. It's quite remarkable because I remember the OG cellar door. It's like a shoebox. It's like a tiny shoebox. Who knew
if you could just, give people a chair, they'd be a lot more comfortable.
So was that to get that over the line? Did you have to?
So that was something we did for our 150th anniversary, 2018.
Wow. You got chairs. Wait, did you get chairs? Are there chairs? There are chairs.
It was a long time coming. It was pretty old school. And ours, so Sunday, I think it was always because...
It's a religious thing,
Well, it was more that we grew up on the property and Dad was like, you guys want to ride your bikes around, and, it was our backyard.
It's a very fair call.
It was just, for one day of the week, we just don't want.
Yeah, that's actually a really fair. I mean, we live here as well, and it's people do get thirsty enough to knock on the door. It's like, can you open up and get me a G&T? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, all right. Only if I can have one too.
Yeah.
And then Saturdays we were 9 till 12 and 9 till 12:30. And I was like, Dad, people haven't even gone to the markets, had breakfast. Some people aren't even.
But your dad has, right? Yeah. Like he's already out of bed, mowed the lawn. Yeah.
He's already played 9 rounds of holes of golf.
So it sounds like life in the Henschke family happened a bit slower. And sort of
over time. Yeah, and I think there's there is a lot of tradition in the way it was done, and slowly, and I think that's the good thing about generation coming in, because you question things. You go, well, why should we just, because that's the way we've always done it.
Oh man, your dad must love you then.
Well, we actually see eye to eye on a lot, so it's good. It was just the Saturdays thing that I had to, because he was like, we trialed that. We trialed that in the 80s. And, and what did you do? Put an ad in the paper? So, now with social media and everything else.
Yeah, of course.
We trialed it, and we trialed, so we're just 9 till 4:30 days a week, and it's been great. And we're looking forward to reopening on Monday.
That's scary.
Exciting.
I mean, exciting. It's scary to open. Like we've been, just rustle up a menu and rustle up all the food and kind of get everything prepped. We don't do food,
so that's
certainly one thing.
Yeah.
You just go down and sell and just grab some more booze, can't you? I think, isn't that? I mean,
I
imagine
tastings, but I feel and I sympathise with all the restaurant managers dealing with everything unfolding last Friday, because I live in the East End and it's been tumbleweeds for so long, and I've just been like, can I go to East End Cellars now?
Of course.
And then I'm buying some wine. I was buying this actually.
Fantastic, by the way. Sorry I didn't offer you guys any. We don't have glasses. Go grab some glasses, you should. It's fantastic. Marona Day, Petit Chablis. Yeah, very, very yummy. Super yummy. Perfect for this weather as well. Is that 2015? Because it feels like 2015. 2018. Yeah, nice.
It's got a nice little saline finish. I
have a thing about saline wines. I really dig them. We get taught at university to hit anything that's like saline and briny with oak to sort of mask it, and it seems
do very well with that degree.
No. Well, it's like there's something so appealing about salty wines, saline wines, because we are a very saline country. That's just, at least here anyway. But of course, so is Chablis. Kimmeridgian sauce, fantastic. So of course, congratulations. In order, of course, 100 points on the 2015 Hill of Grace.
Yes,
And
Nick Stock, we love him.
It's huge, and we had Nick on the show. We didn't actually get around to asking
really
him what sort of, what makes a 100-point wine, but you guys must be absolutely stoked. Do you have people calling out like crazy?
We just had another one come through the other day from Andrew Kayard, actually, as well. Yeah, so it's good that there's
agreement across, because you know, we always, you know, you pay attention to these things, and of course it's one of those things when, you know, I remember like when Robert Parker would drop the 100 points on things, and but especially when it was an Australian wine, it's just something that you kind of go, yeah, we still got it. Yeah, we still got it. It's been a little while, but we got another few out there. And 2015, of course, was one of those vintages that you could do it. Yeah, it was just one of those dream vintages.
An amazing vintage, and we knew that it was worthy of yours.
Yeah.
And we release Hill of Grace every May, and COVID hit. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that word, am I?
So,
I don't think Terry's watching right now.
Justine did actually ask, so who's Terry? I wonder if Terry's going to chime in. We'll see. So obviously, COVID hit. COVID hit, and that hit, and obviously,
it hit. And you know, how do you know, Tasting Australia was cancelled on that Friday, and then we week until our Hill of Grace launch, and we thought we're gonna have to pull the pin. Actually called Nick Ryan to cancel, and he was like, oh, well, I'm sitting on the tarmac at LAX airport. I'm gonna have to be in isolation for 2 weeks anyway. I was like, okay, well, you're not gonna be able to come.
Oh, no.
And then there were, you know, everyone who I called, like, you know, we're expecting your call. So cancelled the launch, and we were really looking forward to it because we hadn't brought wine media to our winery since 2018. So we hadn't even had an opportunity to show anyone our new cellar door. We really wanted to show everyone what we were doing at Lenswood because that was wiped out by the fire in December.
Oh, of course.
And that was a big part of what we wanted to show, you know, how we're restoring that vineyard and all the work that's been going into that. So we just had to hand that in the end and try and, you know, Zoom tastings.
Yeah, because that, I mean, we try our best through this medium, but you know, there's nothing like visiting the place, really.
Yeah, and there's nothing like one-on-one. But Nick, awesome. We went through the wines with him, and he just has such a way with words, and he's just writes so beautifully, and he just has that most amazing understanding of wine and being able to put it into words.
Is Nick Stock?
Nick Stock, yeah.
Yeah. He's
and for that, when that came out, we were thrilled because we knew it was going to be a really hard time releasing Hill of Grace
during that period,
like we always do.
And has it worked? Have you just garnered like a ton of orders, and you've oversold it? And
yeah, we worry that maybe it's not the right time, but we needed to stick to our guns, and we have our customers who expect it.
Like Russell Crowe. Because I've heard Russell Crowe's a big fan of you.
Where'd you hear that?
No, didn't he launch? Didn't he do something, Russell Crowe? Didn't he do? No, he called up. I heard he called up the winery once, demanding a vintage that wasn't actually released because he collects it every year. Yeah, and he's like, I need to complete the set.
We made 1 barrel.
1 barrel.
And that's the other thing of Grace. Just some years, I mean, his vintage. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, because that's sort of the bittersweet thing, isn't it? You know, all the best years are always the low yielding years, and you don't really get a lot of wine out of them.
Yeah, interestingly though, 15 was like pitch season, just perfect in every way, and was a good yielding vintage as well. So that was the outlier.
Yeah, obviously, pristine. That's probably the last time we've really seen. You know, you typically get 1 or 2 of these a decade.
And that's the one that Laura fell in the fermenter.
I said I wasn't going to say anything on the live stream, but that was the last year that Laura worked at Henschke in the cellar there, and she did indeed fall into the fermenter.
Well, I did.
100 points.
And I loaned Laura shorts and socks twice that week. So I think you fell in twice, and we just heard this like blood-curdling scream. Whoa. We were like, what on earth has happened?
Oh, that is too good. But
you were just a bit of a ballerina up there, like was like pretty thin, those open top fermenters, and slippery in gumboots. Yeah. And everyone's moving at a million miles an hour. Like when I did vintage, like, did you have to like shovel out many fermenters? Yeah. Oh.
No, because then you have to hit the time frame.
Yeah, that's, and I didn't hit
They
the
time you to dig out fermenters. How many tons are in the fermenter?
5 or 6
tons. And how long do you have to dig it out? Max 20 minutes.
Half an hour, yeah.
It's phenomenal.
I did, I think, probably like 250 kilos, and that was pretty hard work.
Yeah.
I think I did that in 5.
It's the German efficiency, man. It's the German efficiency.
Well, I did a spa that was like raised up, and
I like how they call them spas. Because they literally are just...
They look like
spas.
Like a spa
bar.
Yeah.
Full of grapes. How awesome.
And I didn't even get to the 30-minute mark. I was like, I can do this, let me go, I've got this. And then Pete was like, no, you're out.
Well, speaking of Hill of Grace, Stephen Harris, Hill of Grace 1973 is the wine that really hooked me on wine.
Oh, wow.
Actually got him into wine. And Stephen's been drinking with us for the last, I guess, 70 days. Pulling some... He's got a great comment sitting down. Is this proponent? When I was in Restaurant Side of Boss, who was a serious collector, he was offered a case of the 73 museum release in about 1994. For various reasons, he ended up giving me 2 of those bottles. I took one to a 2-hat restaurant, rang the chef, and asked him to cook for the wine. The owner swapped me the cost of the whole meal for a glass of the 73.
That's awesome.
It must be awesome to hear stuff like that about Henschke wines.
I think that's probably sort of how I got into wine, was like when I went backpacking, I overseas for 10 months. I worked for our distributor, Wheeler Cellars, so it was Lane Wheeler in the UK. And having people tell me stories like that, I hadn't really had it on that scale before. And you have this sort of sense of pride, and you're like, wow, like maybe I do want to be involved in this in some way. But we had always outsourced our marketing through our distributor. So I didn't really think that there was a role for me in the business.
Can't help when you're popular and you're trying to open a bar.
We're coming out of restrictions.
So, gotta ask, do you prefer red wine or white wine?
Oh, tricky. Why? Oh.
Just like, what's mum and dad gonna say when they watch this?
No, I actually drink a lot of just anything that has really nice acidity. Like, I
really pristine acidity.
Just, I really like it.
And you guys do an amazing job, of course, with Riesling.
Yes, which I really love, like Riesling has always been, you know, I think we're very well known for Shiraz, but Riesling certainly been not as well.
Because whilst you're obviously in the Barossa, you're actually
Eden Valley.
Eden Valley. I mean, it is classed.
Zone.
Barossa Zone, and of course that's I guess the brand that's really globally recognised, isn't? But Eden's another very special place.
We've got such a lot of work to do. So many people don't know about the Eden Valley and the distinct Barossa as a zone, and then cut it in half. So it's a circle. Cut it in half, and there's Barossa Valley and Eden Valley.
And they're like.
Yeah, and they're like this.
Completely different elevations,
and we've
really
got
different
so
soils.
much work to do as a region for education, and we're trying.
Yeah, and segregating sort of different vineyards and stuff like that. Now, as I understand, your mother is a massive proponent of this sort of stuff as well, as you know, starting to really delve a lot deeper into the viticulture and delve really deep into sort of vineyard expression and actually quantifying this stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I really that's the thing that most people I think don't know enough about Henschke regarding. Is how progressive you guys are with vineyards. In fact, in terms of things like the biodynamic craze, I mean, you guys were doing biodynamics well before it was cool.
Well, it's something that she's just been doing for 90s, and
that is like well before it was cool.
and she's probably the reason why we've been so innovative, because she's constantly about how we can look after these vineyards. She's thinking about how do we encourage native plants in our vineyards to attract beneficial insects that parasitize those vine-eating moths and things like that.
So you don't need to spray insecticides and stuff.
So while we're not certified organic or biodynamic in using those practices time, and it was a bit of a trailblazer, and she's very inspirational. She's very strong-willed. She'd be up from school, like, where have you been? And she's like, stopping someone cutting down a tree on the side of the road. Like, and then we'd be like, where are we going? She's like, we're going to do frog watch. And we're like, what's frog watch? Taking water samples, and she's just, you know, all about, that was the Lancard.
Yeah. And she's been behind like a lot of varietal changes as well.
Yeah. So she's all about trying to find varieties, alternate varieties. She gets very excited about alternate varieties, and I think David had a story about her getting excited about Kerner.
Getting excited, yeah. I mean, every time I've had the pleasure of sitting down with her, like there are buzzwords. You know, Nebbiolo's a good one. Just hey Prue, Nebbiolo, just sit back and just listen. Seriously, tell us about Nebbiolo. Seriously, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so she planted Nebbiolo and Tempranillo at our Eden Valley vineyard, and both of those wines have been doing really well, and we've been making them for the past 10 years now, and yeah, the Nebbiolo is performing beautifully well in the Eden Valley, and then looking at Gruner Veltliner. At Laneswood, although it's wiped out, so there. But we have been seeing little suckers coming up, so we're hoping that we can retrain all of those.
All right, I watch out for certain buzzwords.
Oh, sucker.
Yeah, so because there's people that are sitting at home that and we see this whole gamut of people that are like wine professionals, as well as people that are just joining us for a bit of a knock-off drink. So we have a little. It's called Getting Basic. What the fuck is a sucker?
It's like a little like regrowth from the vine,
underneath where the vine
it's coming
is.
Up, and so retrain that instead of having to replant everything. Retrain that up into a new vine. So as of 2021, 22, we should be getting fruit off of that vineyard again.
Sucker fruit.
Sucker. And if you want any more technical information, you have to ask her.
So they will refer to suckers quite often because they occur so close to the ground. So basically, as the vine's form goes up and out, quite often it will spring shoots constantly through various years from the actual trunk itself, because it stores a lot of carbohydrates there, and there can be a lot of budding action that will happen. And what quite often that typically happens on particularly Shiraz, because it's what they call, another crazy term, apically dominant. So photosynthates will come out and into whatever's basically closest to the root zone. And so they call them suckers because they basically suck all the energy away from getting it up into the rest of the vine, into the canopy. And quite often, every year you'll go through and rub down the trunk quite literally to get rid of all the suckers. Quite often they'll use a machine for it as well. But retraining suckers as well is also a really great way to be able to get own roots planting. So I think they call it layering, but it's a different, it's a bit of a derivative of layering actually. It's a very smart way to do it because the vine's giving you amazing sort of plant material to do so. It allows a constant sort of evolution of exogenomic shit when in vineyards. But we're halfway through, and you've brought a wine for blind tasting, which I'm like particularly excited by. Because Roof, he's excited about it too.
Don't get too excited.
All right, so Noah.
Yes. Sorry, my mic was muted. Yes. Just to avoid any more phone calls that people would go, are you guys available for tasting this week?
I brought it in an Explorer sock because that's the sock that I had to give to Laura.
Oh, that is too good. That is too good. All right.
It's actually an airline sock. So
Noah.
It doesn't have a heel.
It doesn't. Oh, it doesn't have a heel.
Okay. I like that you were checking the base there.
Yeah.
How deep does the dimple go?
Yeah.
No one said it didn't have a heel. I thought it was like an ankle sock, so it could go like all the way. I'm not cheating. So how? Okay.
Oh God, I'm nervous about this, and I'm not even the one.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Seriously, are you guys doing blind tasting at home as well? Because I know you guys are drinking some really good bottles. Thanks so much for showing in the comments. Someone's drinking something amazing just before that I was getting really quite excited about.
Luke Lambert Shardy. Someone's drinking some Luke Lambert Shardy.
Oh, nice.
Luke Lambert's Australian Big Label Energy. I'm definitely going to say that.
BFM Energy.
Better.
You won't be able to find too much better value for money wines than that.
Sprung BC.
It's tricky in these ones.
It is. It's really disorienting, isn't it? It's really disorienting.
No.
No. Smells fantastic. Smells actually quite amazing. It's got a little bit of age on this. All right. Noah, will you be asking the questions this evening?
Do you like to run it, Justine?
Okay, I will.
Sweet.
You've played options before a few times.
Well, I can't say I'm very good at it because when Mum and Dad used to come back from overseas, they'd play options with us, and we'd just try and
I'll put the comments down.
we'd just try and play the man. So we'd be Oregon Pinot.
Huge part of the game. Huge part.
Play the man. I think that's something that was quite new to me because I mean I've been, if you ask any of the team here, I've been really pedantic about blind tasting wines, about not knowing them because I actually really enjoy. I don't know. It's something that I've actually learnt by blind tasting.
Yeah.
Just over and over and over again, being quite relentless about it. So even when
good skill to have, and it's good exercise.
that's a level around,
and
no one actually gives a shit whether you win or not.
Like
but it's interesting to get yourself thinking about certain things. And when you nail it, you know, there's the glory. The glory's worth it. I do it for the glory. Though.
Yeah.
All right, so let's rock and roll. Let's do
Okay,
this.
so New World, Old World.
I think this is New World.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Old
it's
World.
Old World.
Wow, this is actually it's an impressive old world. The things that I'm noticing, firstly, it's red wine.
Oh yeah, sorry, didn't ask
It's definitely
you
red wine.
You don't need to.
Tannin on this is quite remarkable, but the age on the nose is actually quite disorienting, and the fruit weight's really quite rich. It's really hard to pinpoint the variety actually on this because it's
with the age.
Yeah, with the age,
Yeah.
because it's sort of like it could be if it wasn't going to be. In fact, can I have a pen and paper?
Grab that piece.
That piece
I'll
of
give you
paper. That bit of paper over there.
Oh, God.
All right.
Do we have a pen?
Short arms.
All right.
Pen.
Because we forgot the new game that we're playing.
Oh, what is that?
The new game that we're playing
Oh,
It's a
is
whiteboard marker.
yeah, which is the power move. The power move. I want to have a crack at this because it's. And this is all about my development, not really about anybody else. I'm just being stupidly selfish right now. All right, so basically, we were doing this thing called the power move before, where basically I'll just yell out what I think it is straight away, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
The problem was I actually got it right once or twice.
Yeah.
And it really deflates the guest when you just like, yeah, cool, it's this, and they're like, and you know, kind of takes it out of it. But I still like the idea of trying to like test the boundaries of what it could be. So I'll write what I thought it was initially. From
the New World that you thought it was from.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what I think it is
These
now.
glasses do make things flat.
I wouldn't know the producer, but all right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. This is strange.
I'm just going to get out my notes.
This is
Homework.
It's actually preconceived this idea to try to like stump me. I appreciate the attention
Oh
to
no,
detail.
I'm not
Thank
trying
you.
to stump you. I'm just trying not to stump me.
You brought the wine, Justine. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so France, Spain, or Italy?
Italy.
It's France.
Wrong on both counts. Wrong on both counts in my.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's France,
Jesus Christ.
Bordeaux,
Yeah.
Rhone, or Burgundy?
Fuck me, Justine. What did you bring? So my
I
first.
thought this would be real. I thought you'd be like, boom.
No. I'm so sorry to disappoint.
I thought it was too easy.
So I thought it was like a 2005 Yarra Yering red wine number one, which was like
I love that.
like Aussie. It's got Aussie ripeness here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ripeness to this wine. And then it wasn't. I was like, well, with this amount of tannin and this amount of age on it, with still this amount of tannin, had to have been Barbaresco. And it just doesn't jump out of the glass like Barolo does, but it's really quite subdued. So that's where I was going with that one. So it's definitely not either of those. Wow. Man, if this is Burgundy, I am surprised because the tannin on this is quite remarkable. And if this is, it could be a riper style Rhone. It could also be Cabernet. And it can't be Cabernet. It's gonna go Rhone.
Ooh.
Oh,
Right,
finally
okay.
got one. Finally got one. Okay.
is where it gets cool.
Okay.
Okay. So, is it Hermitage,
Oh.
Chateauneuf-du-Pape, or Côte de Rhône?
Okay. Because Chateauneuf-du-Pape would just have just the tannin on it would be a lot more subdued. Côte de Rhône, I think this wine showcases a lot of provenance. Wherever it was coming from, it was really well made, and I don't think a Côte de Rhône. If this is like declassified Côte de Rhône, it could be declassified Côte de Rhône actually. Like upper tier vineyard that maybe because the producer wants to do something a little bit more flamboyant, they'll purposely declassify. I think it's Hermitage, to be honest, because I think it's majority Syrah.
Côte de Rhône.
It's probably going to be like really good value. Côte de Rhône.
So, like, do you want me to go further into, like, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. I'm down.
Okay.
I've got to win some dignity points, Justine.
Okay. So, Chateauneuf-du-Pape,
Yeah,
Lirac, or Gigondas?
the rack.
Ew.
Yeah, just
Good
Lirac's the tannic ballsy number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So, Lirac, straight Grenache blend, Syrah blend.
Syrah blend. Really?
It's a Grenache blend.
Really? This is... What sort of fucking Grenache do they grow there? Seriously, it's like Nebbiolo style tannin. This is gnarly.
No, this was rough, to be
Right.
honest.
It's amazing wine. Don't get me wrong. This is
So
freaking
good.
next level wine. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have pegged it straight away there. That's interesting. Okay, so
Okay.
evidently didn't. Okay, so vintages.
Okay, vintages. So, 02,
Yeah.
05, 07.
05.
07.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
that's the only thing you got right with both guesses was 05, but yeah, you just...
I've not even
So-
tried. This is totally a
David Rich used to bring it in.
Oh shit.
There's a few varieties in there.
There are a few, yeah. So, yeah, Grenache blend. But a lot of varieties that we
I like how you said Grenache blend. You're like, I'm not going to name the rest
Yeah,
of
oh,
them.
too
It's
many.
Grenache Syrah, Cinsault, Carignan, Mourvedre, and Counoise. Counoise. Yeah, nah, never gonna get it. But I am really impressed that it's a majority Grenache blend. Like I
Yeah.
simply wouldn't have gone there. It's actually quite an amazing little one. 2007, Côte de Rhône.
It looks surprisingly good for, coming all that way and being as old as it is. It looks surprisingly
Outrageously
fresh, yeah.
tasty.
It's outrageously tasty. It is outrageously
So-
tasty. I need something meaty.
This winemaker, Rodolphe de Pins, he was our first vintage hand in 1992.
So like, the first time you sort of brought across extra help.
First time we had someone international, yeah. And I think he had already been here in Australia, and someone from maybe Roseworthy or I don't know, had said, really recommend to Mum and Dad, really recommend
This particular
Rudy,
person, yeah.
he's amazing Frenchman, he's joy to be around, and he really wants to do a vintage somewhere in South Australia. And so they took him in, first time they'd ever taken in a vintage hand. So they'd had, students from Roseworthy before come in and out. But he lived with us for 6 months. So I would have been 7.
Yeah, right.
Johan would have been 9. Grace would have been like 2.
Yeah, right.
And he was like, yeah, the French au pair we never had.
Well, it's actually testament to the wine. Like 2007, if you actually think about this, that wine with the acidity that's got, the tannin that's got, like it's got another 10, 15 years
Yeah,
ahead of it.
it looks really good.
It's got a long time.
It's got a long time. This is a pretty robust wine. Like we were saying this the other day about how, because we get customers contact us. I bought the Nebbiolo. How long do you reckon I should sell her at for? And I'm like, mate, we've existed for 8 years. I don't know. Like I could tell you how long Nebbiolo from a great producer
8 years?
typically lasts for. I'm like, it should last by next Wednesday, ideally.
In the fridge, yeah.
So do you quite often have to sort of, because you do have that history, do you open old bottles, all the time to just be able to check?
absolutely. And we have, and that museum program that Cyril started, you know, didn't have a lot of wine.
Yeah, because he drank it all.
Because he drank it. And then before that, they sold it all. Like, what was the, you know, why would you keep wine when you could sell it? And then that was a museum program that sort of we kept going. And it was mainly to be able to meet the demand of restaurants who really wanted vintage wines.
Of course.
And so that's how it started. And now a lot of our direct customers
want the back vintage wines. Yeah. But do you find many restaurants out there like demanding back vintage wines? Are they more interested in sort of like the new things that you're playing around with?
Both.
Both? Because you're playing with what? So what have you got now? You've got Nebbiolo and Tempranillo. Mm-hmm. You've got
Nebbiolo.
Graciano.
Yeah, a little bit of Graciano. So that goes into the Tempranillo. So it's like 3%.
Yeah.
And 1% Barbera that goes into the Nebbiolo.
You grow Barbera?
Yeah,
right. That's cool. Wicked cool.
And then, so we actually have Counoise, Claret, Grenache Syrah at our home gardens. You'd know that vineyard, Laura.
Gone Rhone crazy.
Yeah, and
that's
so we
cool.
actually made a
Pig
little...
Pool? Pig Pool?
No. We made the Grenache Syrah.
I would buy so much Henschke Pig Pool.
No, we don't have that. We've got Grenache Syrah, which we sort of made a textured white this year, just for a bit of fun. We actually looked at that last night, and we made like a little field blend because Dad and I were actually, before everything hit.
Thank you.
You're going to drink anyway.
We went out and took some samples of the, really interested in looking at the Counoise and making like a little nice like light dry red from that. And it, in the end, because it was just vintage, was manic and hectic and crazy, and you know there was no fruit, but everything just had to be done in 2 small teams, alternate days. It was just so all of that. The Grenache Syrah was picked first, and then the Counoise, Cinsault, what else is there? Claret,
yeah.
was all picked together, and we made a little fun
little red.
Juicy light red. Yeah, I actually have some here too.
Serious?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Wow,
that's just blown my mind. I haven't had those
in my box of tricks.
Oh, that is so cool. So tell us about something. So Laura one day came home with a bottle of what is, in my mind, one of the greatest Australian wines that I've ever tried. Now I've tried a lot of great Australian wines. I'm not saying it is the greatest, but for me, I reveled in the flavour, the sheer concentration of flavour in this, and it wasn't a weighty wine. It was actually very easy to drink, but I was just blown away. It was called Hill of Roses, and I was like, "What the fuck is Hill of Roses?" Because I know Hill of Grace, and then I saw something the other day, Hill of Peace.
Yes.
What's going on with all these hills that you've got?
Yes.
I want to know. I want to know.
So hills, and it's a valley.
That's too good. So what's? Oh wow! So this is like legit.
Yeah, I was gonna blind.
Oh wow! So you haven't even. Yeah, right. Okay.
This is like a sample bottle.
All right.
I half thought that was in like a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever had I've seen in my life is Henschke poured out of a plastic water bottle.
This is going up there with my like top 10 wine things. What during COVID, I ran a live stream. Justine Henschke actually thought we were worthy to come on the show. She brought us this. This is so cool.
Hill of Roses in Hill of Peace. So that plant, so Mount Edelston, really straightforward, planted in 1912, 16 hectares of Shiraz, over 100-year-old vines, and it's as straightforward as that. Whereas Hill of Grace, the oldest vines were planted in 1860.
Yeah, right.
So they're 160 years old now, but then there are other plantings, and that was planted opposite the church, so it was kind of like a village wine for 100 years. And then, when was the first Hill of Grace made? Yeah, 1958, and the first Mount Edelston, 1952.
Yeah, right.
And so there are plantings of Riesling, Semillon, Mataro, and we also have the nursery block taken from Hill of Grace vines.
Yeah,
so
right, okay.
Best performing Hill of Grace vines.
Like a selection, a Massal selection of... Yeah, right.
And so that's Hill of Roses, and so there's like the Barossa Old Vine Charter, so vines have to be 35 years of age and older to be classified as an old vine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone sticks old vine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Straws on their
For
bottle.
sure. For sure.
And so they're not old enough yet.
Yeah.
But the wine that's created from those that post office block 3 that goes into Hill of Roses is like just amazing. And it has all
So basically, it's the best of the
characteristics.
best vines have
But they're
cuttings.
younger. So it's really interesting looking at the 15 Hill of Roses side by side. Get the opportunity.
I think it's just badass. So, okay, I don't usually get the opportunity. I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna put it out there. Don't usually get the. How often do you get the opportunity to try Hill of Grace?
Because we've had to do these Zoom tastings a lot more than I which has been brilliant.
That's too good.
A lot more. Than I
Justin
normally
Hess chiming in. Haha, I love hearing Noah in the background losing his shit over this. No, seriously,
I'm
like
a
this is just
fucking
cool.
nerd.
This is really like for wine nerds like us. This is just the coolest shit ever.
Yeah,
So this is just a tank sample at the moment. So
Oh my
just
God.
just for a bit of fun. Like we have no idea what we're gonna do. With it.
It's beautiful. It's seriously beautiful. This is insane. Like, so is this the direction that
It needs a bit of
Henschke
a-
is going in? Is this
I-
like
I we love to keep. We've got 30.
holy shit balls? Do you have? Don't worry about that. Hey, Lord, you gotta grab this. Do you have more left? Is there more in there?
Yeah.
Oh man.
There are.
This is nuts.
We've got 32 different wines, so we do like to keep ourselves. We do like to keep ourselves interested.
You know, I think I'd give this 100 points just in the smell. Just saying. This is amazing.
It's just a bit of fun, but
Oh my double days.
Mm-hmm.
For those who can't see me,
it's
just
nice
everyone,
to have a few more
I
sort
just
of
smelled
light
it.
bodies.
It's amazing.
It's
Pretty perfume. There is a
Next
little
level.
bit of Frontignac in that musket.
the secret. So we've been saying this for ages. Musket and everything is what I say. Zabebo and everything. Let's do it. How's the color? The color's insane, honestly, and the color's exactly what you want it to be. So it's not so purpley, like vivacious. It has that, but it has that cool sort of savory brown to it. It has layers of flavor. But how old are these vines? Like
5 years old. Yeah.
shit, man. Shit. That's just gnarly.
This is delicious.
It's delicious. Deliciousness, like embodied.
I think just this with it's nothing serious. It's a bit of fun,
This is-
to
it's
have.
tumbler wine.
And exactly. And
That's what you call it? Tumbler wine. This is the new
I thought you meant
category.
tumble wine. Tumble wine. As in, want to have a tumble? Let's have a tumble. Tumble this. I like that.
All right, man.
Will it be released?
who knows? We'll see what happens.
I hope so.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
You got 3 people. Very keen.
Georgie Davison Brown chiming in. She had such a lovely comment for Love the Notebook, Justine.
Love the Notebook.
Love the Notebook. Pigbull is
Studious.
underrated. Same with Jacquet. Totally agree. But we're not going to let you leave without jumping in on the blind tasting yourself as well.
Oh,
so
dear.
you're welcome to grab a
dear.
bottle off the back wall, Justine.
Here we go.
Can I tell if they're like burgundy bottles or
Honestly,
claret
don't.
bottles?
These have come from such a varied background, and Noah's done such a great. Like he actually pulled down a bunch just to reorganize the other day to make it more difficult. So they really are difficult.
This one was
to...
wrapped beautifully, so
Using aesthetics. Okay, cool. So there was a bit of it may row. Kerry Blanton. No, don't give away your secrets, Brendan. More people wanting musket means less esoterico. Scusa.
I'm trying to catch up to Darrenberg.
Are you trying to catch up down with
Hey,
it?
it's 32.
Yeah. Oh, what did they say they've got? Darrenberg's got something like 100 and something or something 80 something. Where we had Tash on. I don't know how they manage that.
80. Oh,
We go 50 across spirits and wines.
yeah, and that's enough for like marketing PR manager to get your head around. Like, it's
No, I just keep
Create so much
throwing
admin.
more on there, and I'm like, forget about the old ones. We just keep doing new ones all the time. Like this is the thing, you know. Literally,
remember all
that's
these stories.
Please don't be an Austrian wine. Oh, another. Yeah, no. I'll tell you what, we've had our
Show
fair
us
share of
truffles.
Austrian
I
wines.
know. I want to show us truffles too.
The bottle doesn't feel Austrian. I'll just say, Justin, it doesn't feel Austrian.
Okay.
But it could be. Like it could be anything.
Can I grab you a black glasses there,
Black
please,
glasses.
guys?
Yep. There you go.
Much.
Thank you very
There
much.
you go.
What?
He's back.
He is back.
He's
He is back. He is back.
I mean, he knows I'm a sausage dog enthusiast.
So you've got a couple of sausage dogs yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
You've grown up with sausage dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Laura was working with us, probably Lottie.
Yeah.
Just Lottie? Or
Just
Lottie? Yeah, just Lottie. And now we've got Fritz, who's, we've never had a male sausage dog before.
What?
And he's so naughty. Like, he's a lot more affectionate than Lottie is. Like, Lottie's like, yeah, whatever. Like, just want to sit in bed all day. It's like a teenager. But Fritz is just like, he should be, like, he knows better.
That's such a good
and
name
then he's
for a
like,
dog,
I'm just gonna
sausage
like,
dog.
just gonna wee on that. Just gonna wee on that.
Men.
Such attitude. So naughty.
NBC's ADHD marketing strategy. That I'm not sure. Oh, ADHD. NBC's ADHD. Just to add more. Yeah. We have. Yeah, I do have an. I don't think I've got. Actually, I think I've got ADHD.
Ooh.
It's undiagnosed. I'm sure I do. Fritz, Justine, could you not get any more German? It was honestly.
His name's actually Frederick Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm. Yeah.
We have Truffles von Daxon. All right. So this. All right. So first and foremost. What are you feeling? Is this?
This is
Another
Is
tough
that?
one.
Oh.
Okay, cool. We're gonna have fun with this. Well, at least you can suck as much as I just did, Justine. So that's all right. It's okay.
Very aromatic.
It's super aromatic.
Musky.
Really. Yeah, musky, herbaceous. It's got a weird herbaceousness to
Oh
this.
yeah. What have I done?
It's almost. I would hazard that this could well be another Austrian wine, like another Zweigelt thing going on. Or do we want to have a crack? Do we have another bit of paper?
Oh come on!
yeah,
Don't
you
do
can
this
use
to
some.
me.
Yeah.
There's plenty of parts of that paper.
It's all right. You can have it. Do you want to have a crack at the power move?
I don't even know what I'd write.
Have a crack.
Damn. You wanted high acid. High tannin too.
I got it.
That's really drying. That takes tannin to a new level. That really okay.
Wowzers.
Oh Jesus!
There's all sorts going on here. Yes, even Truffles is completely just like thrown by this.
God. Okay.
Alrighty, guys. Is it white or is it red?
It's definitely red. It's
red.
a real
Yeah,
fucked up
it's-
white.
It's red. Alrighty, are we going New World or Old World?
I want to write something down. This one's really hard. Like
It's really hard. I think.
Oh, you said written anything down.
No, I don't. I wouldn't know where to begin. I have to say Old World.
I'm gonna let. I'm
gonna go with Old World as well. To be honest, but I'm trying to figure out where in the Old World this bloody thing would come from.
It is Old World.
It is Old World. I think
Very
it's
lifted and
I'm going Spain. I think some
Sour.
weird high altitude Spain shit going on here. Like maybe like a Natty Menthea or something.
oh.
Like
Mm.
yeah, I don't know the grape variety on this one. This is just gnarly. I don't think I can.
Floral
I'm
and
sorry.
musky.
I'm not even going to power move this.
Don't even try.
I'm not even going to try to power move this
This
because
is
this is
so hard.
I've not had anything like this in a while, and this one's we're talking like svelte tannins. This is the weird thing. It's a young wine. I don't think it's got a lot of age on it. There is full blown tannin. We're talking everything, but it's how it's present. It's really svelte. It's not chalky. It's not blocky or anything like that. It's just
Fun.
Oh man, it's beyond fun. This is a wine I wouldn't mind collecting and putting in the cellar and seeing. Like it's like a
Very juicy.
super high altitude Spanish something is where I'm sort of in my like trousseau on drugs. Just got really good. It's a bit.
I'm having a weird trousseau thing at the moment.
I'm having a weird trousseau, no, but I think it's the palate weight and shape and the smell. There's like a reductive smell.
Yeah,
to it.
there is.
All right, let's go. France, Italy, or Spain.
Oh.
Classic Trinity.
Spain.
I think it's France.
France. She said France.
I don't think it's
She
France.
said
You don't think it's
I
France?
don't think it's France. Would it be Italy?
Could be. It actually could be. It's
Italian
guys that do the
and-
Gattinara, the guys up in near Bra or Schivanesca. Could be like
Kind
high
of these,
altitude
like
neb.
cherry fruits and trippy tannins. Real that acid lift.
Could be Fraser. I'm throwing myself. I changed my answer. I'm going Italy. I'm going Italy.
You both going Italy?
Yeah.
It is not Italy.
Damn it.
It's Spain.
It is not Spain.
Oh, it's France.
It is France.
What crazy French
Getting
winemaker?
schooled. We're getting schooled.
What crazy French? Okay, the
Okay.
It's
All right.
another. Someone else decided to introduce Australia to an amazing Beaujolais
Clean slate.
producer, Gamay producer with stupid amounts of tannin.
All right. What's the region? And I'm not going to give you options. What is your gut instinct?
Because you know that would give it away.
No comment. No comment.
Well, it's not Barol. It's not Bordeaux.
This is the craziest Bordeaux ever.
It's not Bordeaux. But honestly, I don't think it would because I'm torn between somewhere like Loire and Beaujolais again. But
Beaujolais that tastes like.
it
can't
can
think
be
of-
so tannic when it's like
Yeah.
handled really hard. It's just the amount of oak that's on this as well.
Like primary.
Oh, it's Gamay, it's Beaujolais.
Yeah.
It's Vin de France, so everywhere.
Brilliant.
That's why I didn't give you options. So I was an asshole.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Van de France.
Okay.
Van de France.
A declassified. So it must be heavily. I'd be fascinated to know. So you've obviously typed into the comments what the wine is. If there's
Is it
anyone out
one
there.
variety?
From what I know, it is one variety.
So if it is one variety, guys, if anyone's at home and playing, could you actually help us out here? Can someone just do a little bit of Googling on this producer? Because if it is indeed a Vin de France, which I trust you that it is, you know what it is, and it is one variety, think about this for a second. Why, other than declassifying all the way to the lowest possible classification that you can get in French wine, why would you keep it a single variety? Why wouldn't you just so it's not obviously a bulk wine. There is an artistic intent to this wine to look like this.
Yeah.
And it feels like that too. It feels like this is a producer with a very key idea in mind that their own appellation didn't allow them to do.
My hint is that the name actually. So it's likely one variety.
Cryptic.
It's really so. I'm going to give you the variety choices.
Okay.
Is it Trousseau? Is it Gamay? Is it Mondouse?
Deuce. I'm sticking with Gamay. But it's probably Mondouse because like if that's Trousseau and it's a Vin de France, it could be like a weird fucked up Jura producer that's just like fuck the rules. Vin de France, everything done.
I got my mate who grows Trousseau and Loire. I'm going to blend it.
I've been on a Trousseau bandwagon recently.
Yeah, like every other wine. So this feels like he's never got it right.
I'm gonna guess Gamay
Yeah.
now. It's gonna be Trousseau. you
You
it's
go
gonna
Trousseau.
So you're going Gamay. You're
going Gamay.
I know,
I'm going
Gamay, Trousseau.
Okay, I'll go Trousseau.
Mondouse.
We all win.
Vintage.
Vintage.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
it is
it's
one.
2017.
It's 27.
Yeah.
So the wine's called Miss Monde.
Oh.
Miss
Of
Monde.
course.
Miss Monde. Mondouse.
Mm.
So it is literally it is like a cooperative style wine that they've just like chucked tons of like Mondouse
Who's
in.
got leftover Mondouse? Send
got-
it,
yeah,
send
we'll-
it our
we'll
way.
send
We'll
it our
make
way.
it into a big one.
Mondi.
That is a wacko wine.
It's fun, but it's...
That is a wacko wine. Seriously.
Oh, that was a good test.
That was a very
Far
good
out.
test. I don't think anyone would have gotten that. To be honest.
If anyone got that, they're a freak.
Or
they know the wine.
But yeah, I was so the wine about on Instagram was actually talking about Cahors, I think I think there's going to be a fair degree of people that have probably got some Medusa at a Cahors.
It's like sour cherries.
It's the home of French Dom Malbec.
Sour cherries, they just have outrageous amounts.
Anyway, on that note, we got a ton of questions here, and I know I actually do because we've gone over time, and we do have Henry rating to start live streaming as well. I'm going to collate a lot of your questions, send it through to Justine if that's cool.
Yeah, no worries.
And we'll get some answers for you. Don't stress. But guys, thank you so much for chiming in on Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you've got an awesome weekend planned. We'll be here same time tomorrow. We've got another exciting guest on. We have Luke Turton here, so we're going to talk about a restaurateur.
Yeah.
Of course, a very creative person, individual as well, of his own right, and he's going to be helping us review some shit wine inventions for you guys. Justine, thank you so much for coming on.
No, thanks
and
for having me.
Congratulations again, of course.
And well done to what you guys have been doing. It's so good, and I've really enjoyed it. I've actually been using it as a podcast, driving back and forth between the winery and Adelaide, and I don't get to see anything, but it's been really enjoyable. So
I think listening to the
keep doing what you're doing.
Mark
so
Reginato one would probably be better than watching it.
I really want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, the John O'Hersey one maybe too. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. And of course, I would like to know whether or not a wine podcast would be of interest. That's something that we have been thinking about for quite some time. Anyway, guys, catch you later.